Hi guys, welcome back to Mr. Treviso's online art class. And today's assignment, we're going to do the Cloud Elementary tradition that's been going on for 30 years. Of course, I'm talking about I don't really know the name of it, but we just call it the Square Project. The ones you see in the hallways when you're at school. Now, it goes back 30 years. It was started by the Cloud Elementary art teacher that was there, Miss Evans. And if your parents went there, she probably had them when they were kids too. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing we do is you have to draw a square. Now, actually, before I talk about this, let me talk about how we're gonna do it this year. Since obviously we can't go into the building, you guys are gonna do it a little bit differently this year. And the details on that, we're still figuring it out, but we are going to do it. The project is fully funded. So when we do it, details for that will be coming later, okay? So right now we're just gonna I'm just gonna show you how to do it. So this could be like a rough draft, and then you'll do the final copy on your, we're gonna do tiles, and you'll see all that later on, so don't worry about that right now. Just know that you will get to participate in this project, so don't worry about that. I know some of you were worried about it, but thankfully you get to do it. Thanks to donations from members of the community, both former Cloud students, members of the art community, other teachers, and just random people actually there are some people out of town, so the US. So big thank you to them. We appreciate your help. So let's get started. Okay, so the square I made here is a 3" by 3" square. Now, don't worry about the size. It could be 4 by 4, 5 by 5. It doesn't really matter as long as it's a square. So I'm just gonna show you real quick how I did it. Now, I can't really show you how to do it without putting my phone down because I don't have a camera stand. So I'm just gonna tell you how I did it. So if you notice here, whoops, the ruler measures this line 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches. So if you look here, it's 3 inches, right? Now you just do that on every corner or every side. So that one's 3 inches, we're good. This one's 3 inches, we're good. And then this one is 3 inches. Oh, sorry. Now remember, when you measure with your ruler, always line these little lines up with the edge of your paper to get you a nice straight line, okay? Now, the next step, you have to draw an X from this corner to this corner, and then this corner to this corner. Now, I'm gonna do that. I have to put my phone down for a sec, because remember, I don't have a camera stand. So, I'm gonna try to do it and show you. Whoops. Nope, can't do it. Hang on a sec. So I got my X drawn here. And the first step you have to do is, now, you're going to use your initials. So mine are B for my first name, which is Bernardo, and then T for Treviso, which you guys know. Now, you can do these any direction you want. You could do it like this. You can do your T's like that, T sideways, like that. So play with your letters before you even draw them. Remember, this is a rough draft, so it doesn't have to be super perfect. The one that has to be perfect is your final. But don't worry about that right now. We're playing right now. Okay, so first thing you want to do, I'm going to keep it simple. So I'm going to put my B right here. Now, here's how you do this. So it's always the same. You can turn your paper. So my B is right there in this side of the triangle. So I'm going to put it here. Same place, and I'm gonna put it in the same spot every time, okay? Okay. Now back to the beginning. All right, so we're back to the beginning here, and I'm gonna put a T. I like to put my T sideways like that, just to create different shapes. Kind of breaks this space up a little bit, which is kind of what you want to do, okay? Now, same thing. You do it on every side. And if this gets confusing, just remember, focus on one triangle at a time, okay? Don't worry about what's going on in the other triangles right now. And my lines aren't straight, but that's okay. You probably noticed some of the ones in the hallways that weren't straight. Just try to do your best, okay? Always do your best, like I tell you. Okay, next step is color. Now, I'm going to use just the primary and secondary colors, which is what we would have used anyways. There is use of tertiary colors. So if that's what you want to do, then we'll see what colors you have, first of all. Okay, so now when I do this, so I don't confuse myself, I like to just write what color, or just the first letter of the color I'm going to put in each letter. So I like to do my B, I like to do it red, so I'm just going to put a little R right here, RR, and then do the same thing on every shape. Now, you might be wondering why I'm doing this, and it's because this part can get a little bit confusing, especially when you're flipping and moving around. So try to keep, this is to help you keep all your letters the same. I like to do this little triangle here, purple, and it's going to be right here. Here, let me just flip it. Purple, and then this will be purple, and then again, purple. Okay, so purple, purple, red, red, purple, red, red, purple, red, red, purple, red, red. Okay, so you guys kind of get the idea here and do the same thing. I like to make this one orange, so this will be orange, 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 orange every time. So remember, these areas will always be the same, and you'll understand what I'm saying when you see me start coloring it. And this is green, 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 and green, and this one will be blue. Okay. All right, so let's start coloring. Now I'm using markers. They're called Copic markers. These are really awesome markers. See, they're called Copic Sketch. The only problem with these is that they're super expensive. They're about $7 a marker. They're a little different than Crayola markers. They're actually very much a professional marker. They're used by like manga artists, those anime guys. And this one's kind of dried out, but hopefully you can tell that that's red. They have the same consistency as watercolor. So we will be using it's kind of paint based. Crayola markers are water based, and these are actually alcohol based, so they blend a little better, and they actually blend a lot better. And they have these chisel tips that kind of look like markers, and this is just a different version of it. So if you ever want to invest in some, you can buy them at any art supply store. Just remember, they are crazy expensive. So remember, this was purple. And remember, when you're coloring these, you want to flip it. And I'm kind of going kind of quick, guys, because I don't want this video to be super long. Because I don't want to lose you guys. So now, I'm not doing the whole thing, but just to kind of give you an idea of how I'm doing this, I'm just doing these first two, but you would do all four, okay? So this one, then this one, and this one, and this one, okay? Now my next color here is orange. And, oh, this one has more of the brush tip that I'm talking about. So like I said, these look more like, they kind of have the consistency of watercolor, the mark making of watercolor. So if you really like this, you can use these with watercolor. That's what I like to do. And color this orange. Okay. Now my next color is blue. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I'm going to show you two more steps after this. And then I'll show you a final product of what this is going to look like. Now I'm flipping it just to kind of help you in case you don't really understand what's going on. Because I just don't want you guys to get confused on where to lay your color down. So hopefully this moving around kind of helps you with that. It's just kind of keep a consistent shape in your eye line here. So like I said, just like I said when you were drawing it, focus on one triangle at a time. But notice the colors are in the same spot, and you're gonna do that on every triangle. Let's just do the green real quick, and then I'll show you the last step, and then I'll show you the final. Okay, so let's color that green real quick. Okay, so our green in the middle is going to make a nice cool shape when it's done, and I'll show you that here in a sec. But let me just show you the final step, which is you get a black Sharpie, and you just, let's go back to the regular one. Okay, and you just kind of outline everything. Now, hopefully, if you do the letters with the orange for the colors, hopefully you don't do it with something permanent like a marker, because you don't want it to show up. That's just to help you with the coloring process, but you don't want that to show up. Okay, so make sure you do it like in pencil or something. That way the marker you use will go over it. So we just outline everything. And let me show you a final product. This is a final product. This looks more like something you'd see in the hallway. Now, remember, this project goes back 30 years, so you guys will get to be a part of it, and I hope everyone gets to do this. We will be using the tiles, and like I said, I'll do another video, maybe this week, to give you more details on how we're going to get you the supplies to make these. But hopefully you found this video helpful, and I hope each and every 5th grader gets to do it. And if you're not a 5th grader, play around with it too. You're going to have to do it in 5th grade too. So this will be some nice practice for you. You're the first ever 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and whatever grade you're in, you're going to be the first ones to see it before you're in 5th grade. So I guess that's cool. So thanks guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.